of WGN Sports.
Another scorcher in Phoenix today, and we'll have the roof closed tonight as the Cubs look for their second in a row in this series. 2-2 so far on this NL Western road trip. Cubs with a one-game lead in the National League Central. Great to have you with us tonight here on WGN Sports. Jim Deshaies, Len Casper, the Cubs an 8-3 winner last night. And offensively from these two teams, we saw a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we did. The Cubs got the early jump on the Diamondbacks. Home runs were on display in the ball game last night. David Peralta made it close with his swing of the bat against John Lackey. John has struggled with the long ball this year, but he didn't give up much other than that last night. John Lackey picked up his 10th win. Kyle Schwarber, after that little trip to the minor leagues, has come back and swung the bat pretty well. Last night he got his 19th home run. He and Alex Avila went back-to-back, about 950 feet worth of long balls from those two.
Yep, and he'll be back in the lineup again tonight. Good to see the offensive production after Wilson Contreras went to the disabled list. Cubs did a nice job against Paul Goldschmidt. He hit into a double play, struck out, but he ended up getting his home run. It's like one per game.
Yeah, well, he's still Paul Goldschmidt. Yeah, 4 home runs in 4 games against the Cubs this year. He's done a lot of damage against them throughout his career. That was home run number 27 for the Diamondbacks slugger.
So those were the long balls last night, but then the Cubs kind of put the game away late by manufacturing.
Yeah, and we've seen a good bit of this lately from the Cubs. Joe Madden has harped on it all season long. He wants to see, a better approach in certain situations. You had a sinker baller out there in T.J. McFarland. Tough to lift the ball against that kid, so stay through the middle of the diamond, take what he gives you, and the Cubs did that. Almora up the middle, Baez up the middle, Happ with that soft line drive into center field. So, some clutch 2-out hits in that sequence by the Cubs. There's John Jay delivering as well.
When we come back, we'll focus in on the starting pitching matchup. JD, you'll like this. It's lefty night here in Arizona. Coming up next. TV. Ford, inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Wendy's, choose a junior bacon cheeseburger or crispy chicken BLT in the 4 for $4 at participating locations for a limited time. First Midwest Bank, connect with a momentum maker today. Your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer. And by Southwest Airlines, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Cubs 60 and 54. Diamondbacks have dropped 3 straight. They're 64 and 51. Both teams would be in the playoffs if the season ended today. John Lester will take the ball tonight. And like most of the Cubs starters, he's been in a good stretch here in the second half. Yeah, he really has. This is a rematch from when the Diamondbacks were in Chicago. John versus the Diamondbacks. He was up against Patrick Corbin that night. He only went 4 innings. Pitch count got him. He punched out 9. Got his 2000th career strikeout. Got his first Major League home run. Really good last time out was John against the Nationals. So he wants to continue to build on that. And Patrick Corbin, a former All-Star, it's been an up and down year for him. In that, he's been really good in his home ballpark. He has struggled mightily on the road, and indeed that was the case at Wrigley. 3 innings, 10 hits, 7 runs, 3 long balls. This is the 4th left-handed starter the Cubs have faced now on this road trip. So a chance to win the series tonight if they can get Game 2. Cubs and Diamondbacks from Arizona coming up next. In high definition is brought to you by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience sports. Let's take a look at tonight's Cubs Southwest Airlines starting lineup. Albert Almora Jr. now the 10th Cub to bat in the leadoff spot this season. Chris Bryant's finger is still bothering him, but he reached 5 times, including 3 hits in the game last night. Rizzo's done some fine work against lefties all season long. Zobrist in the cleanup spot with Contreras now on the DL. Ian Happ plays second. Kyle Schwarber gets a start against the lefty. Javier Baez at short. Alex Avila catching John Lester tonight. They'll go 8 and 9 in the order.
Diamondbacks in the field. David Peralta is in left field. A.J. Pollock center. J.D. Martinez is the right fielder. Rosales can play all over. He's at third tonight. Marte, Drury up the middle. Paul Goldschmidt rock solid there at first base. Veteran Jeff Mathis is behind the plate, and Patrick Corbin, a 28-year-old left-hander, will pitch for the Diamondbacks tonight. 8 up, 11 down with a 4.76 ERA. Here in his home ballpark, he's 6-3 with a 3.14 earned run average.
Mark Wegner will call balls and strikes. Twin Cities native. Did you know he taught himself to throw left-handed in high school after suffering a right arm injury?
I did not know that.
We'll watch for that tonight.
And he never reverted back?
We'll find out.
Maybe he throws some left, some right, just because he can. I know I will.
So we've got Mark, Mike, Marty, and Mike as the umpiring crew. Corbin to Almora to get us started. First pitch swinging and in the air. A.J. Pollock makes the grab.
It's not surprising that a pitcher would be better in his home ballpark than on the road, but it's striking with Corbin 3.14 here, 679 on the road, and this is a hitter's ballpark, but he's really been able to shut people down here in this yard. He's only allowed 6 home runs here in 12 starts, better than 70 innings. He allowed 3 at Wrigley in 3 innings and his start there.
Yeah, it's a fascinating discussion when you think about, would you rather be comfortable in a hitter's ballpark as the home pitcher or be uncomfortable as a road pitcher in a pitcher's ballpark?
Yeah, and then, you know, and I guess you'd have to break it down and look at his entire game log and really dig into the numbers, but it just seems that a guy who's capable of pitching to a 3.14 ERA in this hitter's park would be able to be, you know, a lot better than he's been on the road so far this year.
It's a 103 outside, 79 indoors.
Got good stuff. He can touch 95 with the heater. He'll sit comfortably around 93. Has a really good slider. That's the pitch he gets swings and misses and strikeouts with, and he also will mix in a changeup.
Those are your game time conditions brought to you by Fox Ford. Fox Ford, your downtown Chicago dealer. Check us out at foxfordchicago.com. 3-1 on Chris Bryant.
As Len mentioned, on base all night last night. 5 reaches, 3 hits, a walk and a hit by pitch.
On for the 6th time in the series.
Yeah, the power hasn't been there for him lately, but I mentioned this last night. I think it's just a matter of time. The way he's been swinging it, the ball is going to start flying out of the ballpark, and no doubt that injury to his pinky has bothered him. He talked about it after the game last night.
A lot of Cub fans in the ballpark once again tonight. Here's Anthony Rizzo. And he takes a strike. Rizzo homered off Corbin at Wrigley Field. He's got 10 homers on the year against southpaws. That's the most by a left-handed batter against a left-handed pitcher. And how about this? His OPS versus lefties is .998. Ground ball. That OPS will go down, and they don't get any outs. Wow, that's a big break. Everybody's safe.
Yeah, Diamondbacks in a hurry trying to get the double play, and they get nothing.
Marte just whipped on it.
Yeah, I think he was trying to position himself so he could catch that ball, avoid Brian, and make a throw, and he kind of got back on his heels and couldn't reach the toss. It wasn't a particularly good feed from Drury.
Giving the error to the second baseman Drury, but to me that's on Marte.
I give him half an error each.
Anyway, Rizzo's OPS .998, Joey Votto .999. The top 2 left-handed batters against left-handed pitching in all of baseball. So an opportunity here for Ben Zobrist with 2 on and 1 out.
Maybe keeping with the theme, Corbin leads the majors with 31 unearned runs dating back to the beginning of last year.
How about your cleanup man showing bunt? No ball, no strikes. Cubs with a 1-game lead over the surging St. Louis Cardinals, who've won 7 in a row. Milwaukee is 3 back. Brewers have lost 6 straight. The Pirates lost earlier today, so they're 3.5 out. 2-0.
You know what Dan Rather would say?
Yes, I heard last night what he would say. You are welcome to say it again if you'd like.
No.
Milwaukee with a 3-2 lead in the third over the Reds. Cardinals tied 2-2 with the Braves in the fourth. Picked by Goldschmidt. Marte at second and no relay throw.
Corbin late to cover. So there was no option. That would have been a difficult double play to convert 3-6 to a covering pitcher, but sharply hit enough that if had Corbin got over there right away, they would have had a shot. You see, he watches and then breaks, and by then it's too late.
Ian Happ with runners on the corners. Love to take advantage here. They've given the Cubs extra outs.
One definite double play ball and one certainly possible double play ball, and they failed to turn it both times.
Ian has 1 home run since July 8th. That was off Corbin at Wrigley Field on August 1st. And the pitch, swing and a miss.
Corbin will remind you a little bit of a Francisco Liriano with his slider changeup combination. Throws him about the same speed, 82, 83 miles an hour. Sometimes that can be a real difficult read for a hitter. The slider to a right-handed hitter, of course, is going to go down and in usually, and the changeup will fade away.
And a bounce to the second baseman Drury, and Corbin finds a way out of it. Diamondbacks coming up against John Lester when we return. Peralta homered last night. Chicago native Adam Rosales recently acquired from Oakland. A.J. Pollock in center. Paul Goldschmidt at first. J.D. Martinez plays right. Ketel Marte switch hitting shortstop. Followed by his double play partner Brandon Drury. Catcher Jeff Mathis. And Patrick Corbin the pitcher.
Cubs defensively, Schwarber, Almora, and Zobrist left, center, right. Bryant, Baez, Happ, Rizzo on the infield. Alex Avila behind the plate. And our Blue Cross Blue Shield starting pitcher for the Cubs tonight is Big John Lester. Choose Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, the card to carry through it all. John making his 25th start, 8 up, 6 down with a 3.97 earned run average. Just his second start in his career in this ballpark, pitched here back in May of 2015, and that was a good one.
Working with Alex Avila for the first time. Looking at John's first 3 seasons as a Cub, David Ross caught him almost exclusively the first 2 years, save for 3 starts. Miguel Montero handled him. Wilson Contreras had caught all of his starts prior to going on the disabled list. Joe told us before the game this does not mean that Avila will catch him every start, but he'll get the call tonight. Victor Caratini is the backup.
Yeah, offensively with Caratini a switch hitter and Corbin a lefty on the mound, the advantage would be to have Caratini play tonight. But defensively, I think Joe just likes the feel of having the veteran back there. Avila probably throws a little bit better than Victor does. Help shut down the running game.
2 balls and a strike. And Peralta, here's the pitch. Bottom of the zone. That's a call John would love to get all night.
I'd like to make quick work of Peralta because Peralta was the guy that really set the tone in that game back at Wrigley when John had to leave after, he was pitched into the 5th, right through 104 pitches.
I want to say a 12 pitch at bat to start the game.
That's exactly right. It was a big strikeout night for John, but ultimately the pitch count got to him, and the Diamondbacks started to make noise there in the 5th.
Into center field and the base hit. So Peralta's aboard. That's what we call a nice piece of hitting.
Yeah, he's a pretty good player, David Peralta. Steal a bag for you.
Converted pitcher. Pitched a long time ago in the Cardinals minor league system. Now Chicago native Adam Rosales, acquired from the A's on the final day of July. He's playing 3rd and batting 2nd. Low for ball 1. John Lackey last night got his 10th win. So he is 5-0 since the All-Star break. He's won all 5 of his starts since coming off the DL. Joins Jake Arrieta. The 2 Cubs starters double digits in wins.
And John's stuff was good last night. He had a little extra zip on the fastball. His slider was as good as we've seen it. He got a lot of swings and misses on that slide ball. Ended up striking out 7 in 5 1/3.
Opposite field swing. Diamondbacks have 2 on, nobody out. Here comes A.J. Pollock.
Salas is a slasher, and that's exactly what he did there. And early trouble here for Lester. Lackey had some of that himself in the first inning last night. We got a huge double play ball off the bat of Paul Goldschmidt to get out of trouble in the first.
Goldschmidt is lurking on deck. First things first. Pollock 0 for 4 in the series opener. We were talking with Joe before the game about Lackey last night. The game may have been decided in the bottom of the first inning. Cubs scored twice on Taijuan Walker in the top of the first. Diamondbacks had 2 on, 1 out, and a 3-0 count on Goldschmidt. Lackey got back in the count and eventually got a double play ball to get out of it. And the Cubs never trailed all night. Swing and a miss, 1-1. So while it feels like many games get decided in the late innings, that game might have been decided.
Yeah, it could have gotten
in
away
the first.
there. Yeah, could have gotten a little ugly there.
pause at the set. A couple of looks at Peralta. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Cutter just keeps boring down and in on the right-handed hitters. Pollock had a hard time with the right-handed slider from Lackey last night. Here's the cutter from Lester eating him up inside. Just pulling his head off that ball a little bit.
Pollock with DL time this year. Missed 44 games with a groin issue. In the dirt. We are having some video technical issues. We are working to remedy those. We have a video doctor on call even on the weekends.
Dr. Video. Dr. Bombay. Dr. Bombay. Paging Dr. Bombay. If you get that reference, you're really old. Or at least as old as me.
2-2. Just about hit him.
Yeah, that's the old. I've thrown a couple good ones in there, and I'm going to throw an even better now because he might be looking in there. John does a real good job going east and west with that cutter in, the changeup away, or a two-seam, a little sinker, or two-seam runner down and away.
Bounce toward third, step on the back, throw to first, double play, 5-3. Remember that one.
Pollock runs well, but hit right to the bag, and a real nice play here by KB. Gloves it, does a little quick two-step, and then on to first base to get Pollock and get two, and that gives Lester an opportunity here with the base open to pitch carefully to Goldschmidt. Should he fall behind, won't have to give in.
Goldschmidt with 4 homers in 4 games against the Cubs this season, as we mentioned in the open. He's 5 for 8 in his career against John Lester. And he takes a strike. His number 37 was retired at Texas State 2015. He picked that jersey number because that particular jersey was the biggest one they had. He did not choose 37 for any reason other than it fits. Two on him.
It's such a short, compact, yet extremely powerful swing. It reminds me of a boxer who can just, in close quarters with one jab, just knock you out. It's kind of the feel you get watching the swing of Paul Goldschmidt. Nothing long about it. It's quick and explosive.
Salas, bottom of your screen. That one clubbed way foul into the third deck. This is the 5th game between these two teams, and I don't think the Diamondbacks have worn the same uniform in any of those games. They might have more uniform combinations than any team in Major League history.
I wonder if their lockers are bigger than other teams.
Possibly. Goldschmidt strikes out. Nice work by Lester to get out of a 2-on no-out jam in the first. Powered by AWS. Kyle Schwarber hit one that might have gone completely out of the ballpark. Hit it right through that door out there into the concourse.
Yeah, through the secret portal. 100 bonus points. An extra ball.
And a miss. Nothing second inning. Both teams with first inning chances. Walking around the corner there with a beverage and a tray of popcorn, a slice of pizza, and all of a sudden home run ball comes flying through there.
Baseball and 60 people in hot pursuit. Schwartz choking up a little bit, taking a page out of the Anthony Rizzo book against the lefty. Love to see him get off, get off the interstate just for his mental health, hitting a $195. And actually, he had that little stint down in the minor leagues. He came back, his first game back, he took an offer, a couple of punch outs. But since then, beginning of July 7th, a 276 hitter, 368 on base, 632 slug. He's had 7 home runs in that stretch.
Swings and misses. First strikeout for Corbin. Let's check out our State Farm winning combination. State Farm here to help life go right. The Cubs have gone back-to-back 6 different times this season, and Kyle Schwarber has been a part of 5 of those. Javier Baez, the shortstop, who went first to home on a single in the game last night. Basically ran through a Gary Jones stop sign, but it was a late stop, and it ended up being the right decision. One is fouled off. Corbin from the Syracuse, New York area. Cicero just north of Syracuse. Didn't play baseball until he was a high school junior. And I think he told the story the last time we saw him. He went to the tryouts wearing jeans.
Yeah.
But I just like to try pitching. That sounds fun. Back-to-back Ks for him.
Yeah, he's a heck of an athlete. He's an outstanding high school basketball player. That's the go-to pitch there, that buried slider when he gets ahead.
His dad taught him the slider grip.
Where he's gotten hurt this year is on the fastball, both the four-seamer and the sinker, giving up a fair bit of damage.
Avila looks at a strike. 95 on the gun. Wilson Contreras was placed on the disabled list yesterday. The hamstring strain. And likely will be out into September. Alex tried to sell it that it was inside, but it was in the zone. 0-2 on him. Nice night last night. 1 for 2, a homer, 2 walks, a sac bunt. And he knocked in 2, caught a win.
Alex has not had a lot of success against left-handed pitching. He hasn't had a lot of opportunities. 23 ABs coming into this game tonight. He was in a $130. Does a pretty good job though keeping that front side closed, and that should serve him well against the left-handers. Corbin was walking off. Mathis was ready to head to the dugout.
Looked pretty good.
That's that mask wearing union taking care of Alex.
Swing and a miss. He just struck out the side as we remember the late Glenn Campbell.
She'll be rising.
West Bank momentum makers. The Cubs bullpen last night did a nice job, as they've done all year, particularly following John Lackey.
Yeah, Joe used 3 different guys to get through the 7th inning. Edwards came in and got the final 2 outs in the 6th. Wilson, Dunsing, Strope all contributed, and Mike Montgomery pitched the 9th. Strope really sharp last night. An inning in the 3rd. Got 4 outs, only needed 13 pitches.
First Midwest Bank connect with a momentum maker today. J.D. Martinez has murdered lefties this year. You might want to sit down for these numbers. 396 with an OPS of 1425. High in the air, and Zobrist, and he's got it. That ball had a lot of hang time on it. John already working up a nice sweat. It's 79 in the AC.
But humid here by desert standards. Humidity.
Ketel Marte takes a fastball for a strike. Giancarlo Stanton is homered again.
Oh my word.
He's got 41.
Got like 9 of them in the last week, doesn't he?
Marlins have a 4-1 lead in the 4th over the Rockies. And hit hard and passed Ian Happ into center. Yes, and there was some major exit velocity on that swing.
Yeah, Marte's a dynamic athlete. He's got speed, he's got power in his bat. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of player he ultimately becomes. A switch hitter. Looks like he's got a good glove and he's got a big arm. We've seen that.
Brandon Drury, the second baseman.
For the season, John Lester on the road 4-3 with a 4.25, which by his standards is kind of meh. But lately, his last 5 road starts 4-0 with a 2.12. Pretty good matchup with Corbin being so good here at home, and Lester's just been really good of late, pretty much everywhere.
Yeah. Exit velocity for Marte 110 off the bat. Diamondbacks have had some traffic here. Not much going in terms of base running. They have not tested the Lester-Avila combo yet.
I was noticing Marte taking his lead, and he did the same thing last night. Kind of a modest lead. And Dave McKay's down there telling him, hey man, you can get a little more, get a little more. May have gotten a little more already.
Called strike 3. Number 1 for John tonight.
Backdoor cutter.
Number 2 tonight. Struck out Goldschmidt to end the first. Here's Mathis, the catcher. Recently had an 11-game hitting streak.
And last night it was Herman doing the catching. They also have Chris Iannetta, and all 3 of them get a decent amount of playing time. Mathis fits the profile of a lot of veteran backup catchers. Doesn't do much with the bat. Good solid receiver. Calls a good game. Throws well.
Oh, 0-2. Couldn't catch up to the high fastball.
See a whole lot of that from John every now and then. He'll elevate.
Cubs an 8-3 winner last night. 2-2 on this trip. Trip that will end tomorrow afternoon. Awkward cut. Mathis strikes out. Number 3 for Lester. He's allowed 3 hits. No runs though through 2.
something you've never seen before. Well, you may have seen it the other night, but we hadn't seen it prior to that. First major league home run for John Lester. The Gigatime high-speed replay is powered by Xfinity, the future of awesome. And it came against Patrick Corbin, who was out there on the mound, ready to go after him again. Looks out with little nods. Yep, you're in my book.
Yeah, Joe wasn't going to start Lester tonight, but when he saw Corbin was pitching, had to make sure he had his bat in the lineup. And a strike call. That'd be fun to have a pitcher who was that good a hitter. Got a rubber arm. You could start him whenever you wanted. You just start him against guys who you have success against with the bat.
We're giving him an extra day's rest because he wears out the opposing pitcher.
Not this time. 4 straight strikeouts.
Yeah, Corbin's on his game here tonight. This Monday, the Cubs take on the Reds. First pitch, 7:05, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Fergie Jenkins retired number 31 flag presented by Pepsi. For more information, visit Cubs.com. Corbin is taking this very seriously here tonight. He is locked in. He's got the feel for that slider. He's got good hop on the heater.
Almora leading off for the first time in his young career. Really good against lefties. That soft liner is run down by Marte. Hey, Chicagoland viewers, it is time for the Subway third inning triple play promotion. Text Subway to 97999. Right now, the 300th texter gets a $30 gift card to a Subway restaurant in the Chicagoland area. Subway, so much sandwich. Inside on Bryant, who got hit by a pitch last night up near the elbow. Game in Toronto today, 7-2 Blue Jays over the Pirates. Right-hander Chris Rowley, a West Point graduate, got the win in his major league debut. He missed 2 minor league seasons while on active duty. That's a strike, 3-1. So he was inactive while he was active.
There's 2 or 3 Service Academy alums out playing Major League Baseball now. A tough path.
One thumped out into center. Bryant with another hit. 2 for 2 today. He's going to try to stretch this into 2, and he will. 7 plate appearances, 7 reaches in the series.
Play the game, big guy. Mathis wanted this ball in. Corbin cut it off, didn't finish it, didn't get in on the hands, and Bryant made him pay. Good swing of the bat, solid contact yet again. And good aggressive base running. No way is he going to settle for 1 on that ball. 2 outs.
Rizzo 0 for 1. Reached on a fielder's choice.
Now you mentioned the 10 home runs Anthony has against left-handed pitching, tops in the game for a left-handed hitter, and it's only 1 off the mark from right-handed hitters. Arenado and McCutchen both with 11 home runs off of left-handed pitching.
2 balls, no strikes. Well, I'm sure Anthony would tell you that he should be among the leaders in homers against lefties because he plays every day. He would be disappointed if he weren't, and if he had 1 or 2, he might not be playing every day.
The Diamondbacks are hoping that their lefty slugger Jake Lamb can make a similar adjustment, because Anthony 3 years ago struggled against southpaws, but he fixed it.
Line shot's going to hold up. Pollock seemed to misjudge it, but he made the catch as he had to leave his feet, and that saved a run. Looked like he just said that ball took off on me. That ball gets by him. Rizzo might circle the bases.
Anthony hit hyperspace there, and the ball took off on Pollock, who was a very good defender, but clearly fooled by that one. Ultimately made the play.
There's Patrick Corbin showing bunt and taking a strike. I mentioned he's a good athlete.
Yeah, not doing much with the bat this year, but in the past he's been quite good.
At 306 last year. Lester turns and fires, and it's fouled. It rained out in Washington last night, and they're being delayed again tonight. Giants and Nationals. Raining in Texas. Pudge Rodriguez getting his number retired by the Rangers. And tonight, number 7, we mentioned Edgar Martinez will have his number 11 retired by the Mariners tonight as well.
It's raining runs again in Milwaukee. They played, what, an 11-10 game there last night. It's 5-4, bottom of the 5th tonight. Reds lead the Brewers.
Brewers with a big comeback last night. Reds were just able to stave them off. Corbin strikes out. We've got our Bud fan cam coming up a little later on. Hashtag Bud Fridays. Send us your selfie on Twitter. Happy birthday, our buddy Dax Nielsen, the fine drummer. The Rockford's very own Cheap Trick. And they are currently touring, and he's watching. Dax, hope you're having a great birthday. Peralta bounces to Ian Happ. That's out number 2.
Out and quickly out. A lengthy at bat this time for Peralta.
I'll bring up Rosales, who singled in the first. I don't know how accurate that secondary logo is on the sleeve of the Diamondbacks jerseys. Do snakes like to eat baseballs?
I don't know.
Or do they just like, they're okay with the ball in the mouth for a photo opportunity?
Yeah.
Is that the deal?
Yeah, it enhances their image.
Have you seen any critters around? Snakes or scorpions
no,
or anything?
Just a bunny rabbit. I'm good with that.
Saw something slithery fall into a rock the other day, but I think it was one of those little lizards.
The reptiles, right? The snakes. This is active, right? This time of year, it's hot like this.
I have to think so. Yeah. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Rosales strikes out a lot, over 30% of his plate appearances this year, and he's only walked in 4%. So they're getting his hacks in, and a lot of times it's not productive. He's been a part-time player throughout his major league career, and he's had a nice long career. He's spent a lot of time in the minor leagues, up and down. Hard-nosed guy, plays with energy, brings it every day. I think he's a guy you'd love to have on your team, just with the energy. Versatile, can play a number of positions.
Called strike 3. So Lester matching Corbin pitch for pitch here early on. Wendy's, choose a junior bacon cheeseburger or crispy chicken BLT in the 4 for $4 at participating Wendy's for a limited time. Scoreless tie. Breaking ball strike on Ben Zobrist. Cubs knocked around Corbin at Wrigley Field, but as JD mentioned, pretty locked in here early. And that's been the case much of the year. Way better at home than on the road.
Pitching like a guy who's got revenge on his mind after getting knocked around at Wrigley.
Ground ball. Nice snag by the pitcher.
This Tuesday, Cubs and the Reds. First pitch 7:05, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Bryant MVP starting lineup player figurine presented by TransUnion. For more information, visit Cubs.com. He's going to get that low ball in the air right there.
Happ looks at a strike on the outside.
That get over slider, boys. Pretty well locked in, throwing strike one. And Cub hitters, especially the right-handed hitters, would be well served to go up there looking for that pitch. Because after that first get over one, they get a little nastier.
Going into this season, Ian was ranked as the Cubs' #2 prospect, according to Baseball America. Eloy Jimenez was #1. He was traded to the White Sox in the Jose Quintana deal. Called strike 3. 2 down. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Glad you're spending your Saturday evening with us. Cubs and Diamondbacks, game 2.
It is Saturday, isn't it?
It is.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Hope you all got your bath in already. Got your popcorn, your cold beverage, bowl of M&Ms, and you're watching some hardball. Or you could be watching us from the pool.
Like Mr. Cunningham, you got a bowl of potato chips. So the Cubs prospect list, kind of fun to look at the top 10 going into the season. So Jimenez is now in the White Sox system. Happ is here. He's #2. Almora #3. Dylan Cease #4. Sent to the White Sox. So the top 4 guys are no longer in the Cubs minor league system. They're either here or elsewhere. And Schwarber strikes out. Patrick Corbin cruising along. With Joe Madden, log on to WGNTV.com right now. Click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner and connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and information while watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by the Great Escape Pools, patio furniture, hot tubs, and more. Everything you need to have more fun at home this summer. Slow curve, strike one.
Yeah, John
Pollock.
That'll be the first one of those we've seen tonight. Second time dealing with the middle of the order. Just to have another trick in your back pocket. Early on, he was establishing cutters and fastballs in and out, and his little loopy get over curveball.
Who are you calling loopy? 1-2. I have to say the biggest play so far was Pollock bouncing into the 5-3 double play in the first and helped Lester get out of that jam. Baez has it.
This Wednesday, the 16th, Cubs and the Reds. First pitch, 7:05, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Kyle Schwarber jersey lunch bag presented by the Ganella Baking Company. For more information, visit Cubs.com. You know what Paul Goldschmidt leads their team in? Everything.
Yeah, right.
Average, home runs, RBIs, on base, slugging, runs scored, and stolen bases. You know how many guys in Major League Baseball can make that claim? 2. He and Justin Upton of the Detroit Tigers.
How about that?
But, and Goldschmidt, not only does he lead his team in all those categories, he's top 10 in the league in all those categories. For the most part, 3, 4, top 5.
Certainly a bona fide MVP candidate. And the team trying to make it to the playoffs. And the Diamondbacks and Rockies are certainly glad there's a wild card, because if not, the Dodgers have already run away with things. Everybody at least 16 games out in the West.
Yeah, no drama in terms of the division out here. None in the National League East. American League West, Astros comfortably out in front, 13 games better than the Angels and the Mariners.
And the Astros have not been great lately. It hasn't mattered as Goldschmidt takes the walk.
No, the Astros have dropped 4 in a row. They've lost 8 out of 10.
Happy birthday wishes to Evan Green. Huge Cub fan watching in New York. Inside on a cutter to Martinez.
And because Goldschmidt is a base stealer, John has to respect that, so he'll continue to use that quick slide step to home plate.
That's a base hit to left. Martinez with the Diamondbacks' 4th hit, all singles.
Pulls the hands in and just able to flick that ball into left field. Martinez has already done good work here with the Diamondbacks, but especially with Lamb's struggles against left-handed pitching, they needed another right-handed bat and somebody else who could inflict damage against southpaws, and Martinez certainly fits the bill. John get the ground ball here from Marte.
Here's a pitch. Low, ball one.
So Rizzo way off the line at first base. That allows Martinez to get a huge lead. You don't have Contreras back there, so they're not as concerned about the back pick. And with the left-handed pitcher on the mound, guys who are thinking about stealing third base more comfortable. It's a more comfortable look for them with the lefty on the mound. I would not be shocked to see the Diamondbacks try to run in this situation.
First-year manager Torey Lovullo trying to get his team into the postseason. Ground ball. Baez has it down to a knee. Little double clutch. They'll only get the out at second as Happ is there. First and third, 2 outs. And I think that was probably only a 1-out play anyway, but that throw to first unnecessary.
Yeah, with Marte going down the line, that was a long throw from the shortstop position from Baez to Happ. Would have been a very difficult double play to turn.
Drury. Popped it up. Avila makes the catch in foul territory, and the Diamondbacks strand 2. Hey, Cubs fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card. Only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. Nothing tie. Ground ball the opposite way. Baez is on. Good start to the 5th. He's the only Cub not named Chris Bryant with a hit today.
Corbin's been attacking that strike zone. A lot of times it's the first pitch slider. This time it's the fastball, and Javi hits it sharply. You see Goldschmidt was well positioned in that he was well off the line, but he was able to sneak it by him.
Avila. And the pitch by Corbin is a bender for a strike. Time to check out our Lexus Run Predictor. It is brought to you by the Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer. Diamondbacks over shifting to the right. Decent lead by Baez, not running, and Avila takes inside. 1-1. They're tied in Milwaukee. Eric Thames just homered. 5-5 in the 6th. Cardinals lead the Braves 5-3 in the 7th. St. Louis looking for what would be its 8th straight win.
Scoring a ton of runs lately, 8 or more in 6 consecutive ball games.
Maxine Hallis, I wish you a speedy recovery. Kate Brown, happy birthday, watching from Mississippi. One and two on the Cubs catcher. Corbin will toss over. Baez back and plenty of time.
Corbin was an all-star in 2013. That was his first full year in the big leagues. He'd been up a little bit the year before. He started the season with a 9-game winning streak in 2013. Made the all-star team. Things were looking up, and then he got hurt. Tommy John surgery cost him all of 2014 and half of the 2015 season.
That's a base hit. Baez around second will put on the brakes. They're forced to throw to third, and a good one by Martinez. 2 on, nobody out.
Bunt situation now for John Lester. So Avila hangs in there against the tough lefty with 2 strikes and delivers. This is just good base running here by Baez. Aggressive turn of second base, just forcing Martinez to make the throw, and who knows, maybe the airmails one and you get an extra base. Talk about Corbin, his athleticism, so backs be pretty aggressive here trying to nail a lead runner. Maybe even thinking about a double play. Goldschmidt's already well in at first base.
Taken outside. So we update the Lexus Run Predictor. 49%. First and second, nobody out for the Cubs. Hitters this year, it's below league average. Ball goes to second, and Baez back in time. Well, 2-0.
Yeah, mission number 1 for a pitcher in this situation is to throw a strike. It's so intent on making it hard for the bunter to get the ball down, you start misfiring him.
So if Lester gets down a bunt, this is what the run predictor would look like. Two and one.
Trying to steer that one away from Goldschmidt, and that's the right play to force Rosales to come in and make a play on the bunt.
Gets it done. Goes 3-4. And here comes Almora.
Yeah, we've mentioned it many times. Lester probably the best bunter on the club. The situation you're hoping for. Almora, who's done great work against left-handed pitching this year, up there with a couple of men in scoring position.
And the guy on deck has not made it out in the series. Infield in.
And you know, Torey Lovullo, the manager of the Diamondbacks, is already over there. The wheels are spinning. What am I going to do? We get Almora here with Bryant next and then Rizzo to follow. How aggressive do I go after Bryant? Knowing how good Rizzo's been against left-handed pitching.
Have done really well against lefties so far this year. Swing and a miss, 1-1. 19-9 versus left-handed starters, facing their fourth lefty in the last 5 games. That's why Almora has been getting a lot of playing time this week. Baez at third, Avila at second. Here's the pitch by Corbin. It's inside. Two-one serve, grounded foul. 2-2.
Hey folks, the Zach Brown Band returns to Wrigley Field for their third performance. It'll happen on Saturday, August 26th. The band stop at the friendly confines as part of their Welcome Home tour and will feature special guest Hunter Hayes. Tickets on sale now at Cubs.com/Zach Brown Band.
Contact paramount here. 2 in scoring position, 1 out. 2-2. We'll try it again. Looks like a bigger crowd than we had last night, and we had over 39,000. Just missed. Good take. 3-2 on Almora.
Mostly down and in this sequence from Corbin. I'm a little bit surprised they haven't taken a shot away or even elevated one. It's under duress. Most pitchers go to what they feel most comfortable with, and with Corbin, it's that fastball in, slider in, down below the hands combination.
Three-two on the way. Battle continues.
It was meant to be in as well, and he backdoored it a little bit. And we're putting up a good fight here.
Look out. Is able to elude that hot shot. Cubs have Corbin in some trouble. Trying to get on the board first. We're in the 5th. Another 3-2 on the ground is short. Throw will go to the plate. Out. Baez thinks he got around the tag. Joe will take a look. Javi's convinced he was safe. For now, 2 outs, runners at first and third.
We got the infield cheated halfway in. Baez is going on contact. Marte's throw is a little bit up and offline. Mathis has to dive back to apply the tag.
He may have gotten in.
Wow, that's close.
Joe will challenge it.
Yeah, that's certainly worth a look. The way these 2 guys are pitching, 1 run could be critical.
Did he get the right hand in?
And the tag was on the chest. The hand going for the back corner of the plate. That first look we had at it looked almost simultaneous. Again, that's a really difficult call for an umpire when you're that close to the play.
Is there a conclusive, safe look? No. Nope.
Wow, that didn't take much time at all. I'm a little bit surprised that they found a look that quickly that confirmed the call at home plate. Or maybe it was just a case of, they looked at it and said, well, there's not enough there to overturn it. And that is certainly understandable, and I'm all for quick reviews.
Only a 47-second review. So it will be up to Bryant, and there is a base open. It's not first, but they could walk him to load the bases. For now, they will not. I guess the call was confirmed. So according to New York, he was out. Call stands means we can't overturn it.
Yeah, this is not a read situation. He's going on contact there. Butcher out to the mound prior to this at bat with Brian, and maybe just told Corbin, look, here's what we want you to do. And so far it's been 2 pitches in off the plate. Looks like they're going back in again.
Just went. So 2-1. That could play to his advantage, though. Right? Because if they get back in the count, wow, might get something to hit.
I think that was a swing. Yeah, and that's all, and I don't know. I'm trying to guess along with Butcher. If he said, hey, we want to pitch around this guy, if he's willing to get himself out and expand, we'll take it. And sometimes once you throw, once you get that first strike, you get a little anxious, maybe a little overly aggressive in the strike zone, but looks like he's sticking to the plan here.
So they are loaded. And he's on again. 8 consecutive plate appearances in the series for Chris Bryant on base.
Hit the ball hard last time. That line drive that almost eluded Pollock out in center field.
Also remember on replay, and we've said this in the past, it bears repeating, they have more looks than we do. So there clearly was an angle that we did not get a look at that New York did. That kind of verified that Baez was out. Rizzo in the air to right. Caught. Martinez up against the fence. Anthony slams his helmet down.
I didn't think he got it, but it just continued to drift and carry, and at the last it did not make it out of here.
Cubs leave him loaded. Still 0-0. Nothing. Cubs with a couple of chances. Baez thrown out at the plate, and then Rizzo flied to the warning track with the bases loaded. So we remain 0-0. Mathis takes a strike from John Lester.
Yeah, pressure exerted there on Corbin. Couldn't break through. 8-9-1 due here for the Diamondbacks in the 5th. So it sets up well. Have a quick inning and get back in the dugout.
Fly to center. Almora in, then back a few steps. Now Corbin, the pitcher, who struck out in the 3rd. Each team with 4 hits. That's a strike.
No strikeouts for John tonight against 1 walk. That's in keeping with what he's been up to lately. Last time out, he struck out 7 Nationals in 6 2/3, issued just 1 walk. He left that game with a 4-3 lead, was in position to pick up his 9th win, but then kind of imploded, and Cubs ended up losing 9-4. They didn't kind of implode, they imploded.
Right. Are there degrees of implosions?
Yeah.
Or? Slow wind and the pitch. Corbin rolls foul. Get well wishes go out to Aiden Lopez, and happy birthday. Turned 14. And watches every Cub game. Aiden, we hope you're doing all right.
Happy birthday, pal.
More info on the replay of the Baez play at the plate. The replay official definitively determined that he was tagged out prior to touching the plate. That's why they confirmed the initial call. Corbin strikes out. 2 down.
Visit the Cubs Authentics auction page every week for your chance to own one-of-a-kind Cubs items. This week's auction features a variety of game-used items, including a Wilson Contreras jersey. Go to Cubs.com/authentics before Sunday, August 20th at 8 p.m. to place your bid. The Cubs will donate net proceeds from the sale of Cubs Authentics to Cubs charities. Well, we got conflicting information because the sheet said the 20th, the graphic said the 13th. I'm going to go with the 13th on that.
Right down the middle on Peralta. 1 for 2 tonight.
Hey, our buddy Aiden, he shares a birthday with Ian Happ. Today's Ian Happ's 23rd birthday. Didn't even buy him a present.
Mentioned Peralta was a pitcher at one time. When he was a teenager, he was a skinny outfielder, didn't have much power, but did pitch in some tournaments, but the arm caught scouts' attention. He ended up signing as a pitcher with the Cardinals. About $35,000 back in 2004. Swing and a miss. Lester strikes out 2 in the 5th. 0-0. The sixth inning is brought to you by Meyer, true Chicago fans. Scoreless tie. Ben Zobrist will start it. He rolls one foul to first.
Yeah, again, they have Goldschmidt way off the line. Is able to poke one by him, and that would have been an easy double had that been fair.
The 0-1. Floater is outside. Diamondbacks haven't been so great here lately. Their first 3 months of the season, they finished at least 5 games over each of those months. They went 10-14 in July, and they have begun August by dropping 6 of 10. They're in a really tough stretch of games in terms of their schedule. Dodgers, Cubs, Astros. 2-2.
Looks like they are destined to play the Rockies in the wild card game. At least if the season ended today, that would be the case.
Unless the Cubs or Cardinals are able to catch one of those teams. Maybe have 2 teams from the NL Central get in. Zobrist will not be able to beat Corbin to first. One away.
Sit ringside with Joe Madden and Cub players at the 3rd annual Respect 90 main event this Thursday, August 17th at the Grand Banking Hall at the Wintrust Building. The event features several rounds of local youth boxing and an opportunity to win premium prizes. A portion of the net proceeds will benefit youth boxing programs in Chicago's underserved communities. For details, visit Cubs.com/Madden. Need to get a birthday knock right here.
"23 years old, Ian Happ."
This is good, right? You're 23, you're in the big leagues, you were a first-round pick. And a bit of an up-and-down ride for him, but that's what you expect for a player when they first come to the big leagues. Tremendous potential, power from both sides of the plate, very athletic, speed.
Couldn't get the high one. 2 Cubs retired here in the 6th. Cubs fans, don't forget to check out the Cubs blog at WGNTV.com. Presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media. Nationwide is on your side.
Guy looked like David Putty.
Here's Schwarber. Swing and a miss. And yes, he has sputtered against lefties this year. He's actually got a higher on base percentage against lefties, but really rob him of his power. And you put a left-hander on the mound. And 2 of his 19 homers are against lefties, and he's not happy with that swing. 0-2.
Got out of his game there.
Corbin with a 1-2-3 6th after laboring in the 5th.
Field Facts. Chase Field, home of the Diamondbacks, opened March 31st, 1998. It cost a cool $354 million. One of 5 retractable roof stadiums in Major League Baseball, the first with natural grass. Ryan Kelly, the home loan expert.com.
Well, they're having an issue with the county here in terms of paying for upgrades and the like. Cost a lot to maintain this ballpark. Heaven forbid if the AC goes out.
Couldn't play.
Swing and a miss, 1-2.
It's a big ballpark. Some funky angles. 413 in deep right and left center field. It's got a swimming pool. Many ballparks have a swimming pool.
Got ice cream. Three and two.
That was an aggressive take right there by Adam Rosales. He's tracking this one all the way. Little Pete Rose-like.
That's hit a ton, but foul.
Bid for his first home run in a Diamondback uniform. At 4 with the A's with limited playing time. He had 13 last year with the Padres, the most he'd ever had in a major league season.
Sharply hit grounder. Baez can simply slow it down. Rosales has his second hit today.
He's better against left-handed pitching throughout his career. 2 out of 3 here tonight. So the Diamondbacks now with the middle of the order coming up.
Yeah, I remember when the Diamondbacks started up and started coming to this ballpark, you know, early on, keeping this grass green. I mean, that was a big issue. I recall there were like sun lamps on the field, and they've come a long way in terms of being able to maintain the playing surface in these retractable roof ballparks. I don't know what the average is in terms of 81 home dates, how many the roof will be open, but less than 20 a year probably.
Well, I would think April and maybe a little bit into May.
That's it.
And a couple times this year they've done the deal where they start with the close and then they open it. They used to do that in Houston. I don't know if they do that anymore. It used to be fairly common, and they wait. Start the game with the roof closed, and then when the sun went down and got a little cooler outside, they'd open it up.
The roof has been open 25 times this season, open and closed combo twice. Big lead by Rosales. I see that last move right as Lester's pitching. Runners headed back to first base. We see that a lot.
See it all the time. Get a pretty comfortable primary lead, then they start to expand it. And John will hold the ball a little longer, and they get a little nervous with that big lead, and they'll start to inch back towards first.
Run it full on Pollock. Will Rosales be on the move? No. Bounced up the middle. Baez will get the out at first. What a play. Well, there's a lot going on there. You know he's got to be thinking, can I get the runner at second? I got to have the ball first. And in the end, he was only able to get Pollock, but he got an out.
Yeah, and this ball's got some topspin, and that last bounce got a little extra juice on it. Not an easy play at all. Quick hands, able to secure the ball. I thought about going towards second base, realized that wasn't a real option, and quickly unloads to Rizzo.
So the go-ahead run at second, and now Goldschmidt will be intentionally walked. MLB.TV Premium is back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Martinez 1 for 2. Driven to deep right. That's trouble. And it's off the fence. Rosales will score. Goldschmidt will hold at third, and it's 1-0 Arizona. J.D. Martinez, we mentioned, a lot of damage done against lefties. And he's 2 for 3 today.
Take a look at the forward drive of the game, and here it is. J.D. Martinez gets the ball down in the zone. He's one of those launch angle guys. He's very adept at getting that low ball in the air with authority. It's his second hit of the ball game, and it drives in the first run of the ball game. Ford inviting you to visit your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. One of those pick your poison situations. You got Goldschmidt, who may be the MVP of the league, and makes all the sense in the world to put him on and set up the double play. But Martinez is really good and outstanding against left-handed pitching.
Infield in, second and third. Marte the batter. Marte's got that funky compression sleeve. Batting gloves on both hands. He's got that right elbow guard. Shin protection. Oh, 2.
He was rocking some really cool teal cleats in the game last night.
His first 2 pitches, he looks like he really wants to drive in a run. Lester trying to take advantage. I believe it's 0-2. As Wegner said, he swung at that last pitch. Knocked down by Avila.
Yeah, got a young hitter up there in a high leverage situation. Tendency is to expand the zone to try to do something heroic. Mr. and Avila, two veterans, looking to exploit that. A little bit of an issue when they get healthy with Chris Owings, Nick Ahmed, middle infielders coming back. They really like this kid Marte. They got him in a deal with the Seattle Mariners. They sent Gene Segura to the Mariners, got Marte, and last night's starter Taijuan Walker.
Pulled in infield. Run in. A 1-2 count on Marte. Down ball to short. Over the plate. And Goldschmidt will score as Baez's throw got over the head of Avila. It's 2-0. And the Diamondbacks still have men at second and third. Goldschmidt was going to try to get into a rundown, but never did occur.
Yeah, and you see Javi drop his elbow a little bit when he made this throw, and I think it was a case of knowing that he had a lot of time. Typically, he would get that ball, come over the top, and just fire a bullet in there to home plate. He knew he had time and just goosed the throw a little bit.
So an error on Baez. Marte now at second. Martinez at third. Drury the batter. 2-0. Club to center. Way back. Off the wall. 2 score. Drury with a double. It's 4-0.
Fastball up, and you could see John Lester drop his head as soon as contact was made. He knew that Almora wasn't going to be able to run under that ball. Uprising by the Diamondbacks in the 6th started with an infield hit by Rosales.
Hector Rondon, who had been battling a little back issue, is up in the Cubs bullpen. Still only 1 out. Pitch to Jeff Mathis, misses the outside on a cutter. And 1. Corbin on deck. And 1 and 2. Pitchers duel into the bottom of the 6th. And the Diamondbacks have jumped down John Lester for 4. Still 1-2 on Mathis. Andrew Benintendi homered twice, knocked in 6 as the Red Sox beat up on the Yankees 10-5 in New York today. That gives Boston a 4.5 game lead in the AL East. Yankees won Friday night. Mathis strikes out. And here is the pitcher Corbin.
A tight curveball that time from John. He hasn't used that pitch a whole lot tonight. His 8th strikeout.
Tigers scored 6 runs in the last 3 innings to edge the Twins 12-11. Wild day in Detroit. Game ended on an Upton 2-run homer.
Snapping a 6-game winning streak of the Twins.
So Justin Upton 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Leads the Tigers in what, every category?
Everything. Leads them in everything.
Hey, they're underway in Washington. It's a little after 10 p.m. local time. Giants and the Nationals finally starting that series. It's away. That'll be a wild pitch.
Cutter spin once it hits the ground, and any pitch, curveball, cutter, slider moving in that direction, when it hits the ground, it's going to kick back the other way.
Jay Bruce knocked in 2 in the Indians' 3-0 win at Tampa Bay. Two and 2. 5-5 Reds Brewers, 9th inning.
Atlanta making it interesting.
Yeah, 6-5. They're still batting in the 9th. They've got 2 in scoring position with 2 outs against Trevor Rosenthal. And the Cardinals are trying to hang on. Called strike 3. It's 4-0 now, Arizona after 6. Bud Fridays.
It just takes some time. Little girl in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright. It just takes some time. Little girl in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything will be alright, alright.
Jimmy Eat World. They're from this area. That's the middle. One of the big hits from a while ago. What year did that come in? I'll find it. One strike on Javier Baez.
That would have been good for 90s night here last night.
Swing and a miss on a change. Jimmy Eat World from Mesa, Arizona. And the middle came out in 2001. That's a base hit. Comes Avila, 1 for 2. Cubs down 4-0.
I was able to get on top of that high fastball. And you see it. I'll take a little bit of a late break on that ball. 2 for 3 for Javi tonight.
I know John Lester won't want to hear it, but technically he dealt a quality start tonight. Tommy La Stella on deck to bat for him. 6 innings, 4 runs, 3 earned. 1 unearned due to the Baez error. 7 hits, 2 walks, 9 strikeouts for John.
Yeah, it was mostly good. 1 rough inning. Pitch Martinez hit looked like a pretty good pitch. He made a mistake to Drury, the one elevated up.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, we'll never know how that inning would have played out had they chosen not to intentionally walk Paul Goldschmidt. And I'm not saying that wasn't a smart move, but there are those who always, they always identify that guy in the other clubs. You can't ever pitch to that guy in a meaningful situation. You always got to, don't let that guy beat you. You hear that all the time. I just don't buy it. I think you have to, as a manager, you have to know your personnel. You got to trust your gut. Sometimes you make a tough decision. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. I will say this, with J.D. Martinez behind him in the lineup, that will cause you to pause a little bit.
The Cardinals hung on to beat the Braves for their 8th consecutive win. And they've got a chance to jump into a virtual tie for first with the Cubs. Two skied foul.
The Cubs are celebrating Bud Fridays in the Budweiser bleachers all season long. This Friday, the 18th, Budweiser will provide Cub tank tops to up to the first 5,000 early arriving fans 21 and older in the Budweiser bleachers. Get there early. For details, visit Cubs.com/Fridays.
Corbin nearing 100 pitches. 3-2. Avila has homered 13 times total this year, 11 with Detroit, 2 as a Cub. And he lifts this ball into left, easy play Peralta. That's out number 1. And that will officially end John Lester's night as Tommy La Stella is announced as a pinch hitter.
Pinch hitting for John Lester, number 2, Tommy La Stella.
He's come off the bench 3 times on this trip, and he's reached all 3 times. 2 walks and a single.
And the only right-handed option on the bench right now is Victor Caratini, the switch hitting catcher. Estella, Jay, and Hayward, the other guys not in the starting lineup tonight.
Only 73 plate appearances for La Stella, but how about the slash line of 310, 438, 517? Scout talk is tools, right? Talk about the tools a player possesses. I mean, the hit tool.
Yeah, he's got the hit tool.
He's got it. He's not fast. Will not say he's above average defensively. Boy, you bring him in off the bench late, and he can hit. Little blooper. Caught by Drury. 2 down. Like that'll be it for Corbin.
Right off the end of the bat, and yeah, for a moment there, it looked like this might drop in between Drury and Martinez, but Brandon Drury, great concentration. More of a trap than a catch, but he got it done.
Corbin will get a nice round of applause from the home fans. He leaves with a 4-0 lead. Budweiser, pursuing the American dream since 1876. This Bud's for you.
Here comes a hard chunkin' Archie Bradley, 3-2 with a 1.39 ERA through 43 appearances. He struck out 57, walked 10 in 51 2/3.
Pitch hitting for Albert Almora Jr., number 30, John Jay.
Mid to upper 90s fastball. He'll throw 3/4 of the time. Sharp curveball. Every now and then he'll throw a cutter. The first round pick of the Diamondbacks back in 2011. Longtime top prospect. A couple go-arounds in the rotation didn't work out, but he has found a home in the bullpen.
John Jay will pinch hit. Ground ball right through the legs of Rosales, keeping the Cubs alive here in the 7th.
How often do we say it and see it? The left-handed hitter shoots the ball hard in that direction. Very difficult play for the third baseman. This one just eats him up.
So the 2-out error gives Bryant an opportunity. Single, double, walk tonight. Here's what he's done in the series. Single, single, hit by pitch, single, walk. Single, double, walk. That is a strike. Happy birthday, Lydia Valdez. Rooting on the Cubs tonight. Bradley to the plate. High fly right field, carrying. But Martinez will get it, and Bryant retired for the first time in the series. Stretch time in AZ, 4-0 D-backs.
Someone else. It just takes some time.
Summary, and this is a rematch from the last homestand, Lester v. Corbin, and in that ball game the Cubs won 16-4. Different story here tonight. Lester was good. Corbin, as we talked about at the outset, he's been so good here in his home ballpark with 6 2/3 scoreless tonight for the left-hander. Great deals are waiting for you now at your local Honda dealer. Hector Rondon has been dealing with a stiff back. Got the green light, and here he goes for the 46th time.
0-1 on Peralta. $42,219, the paid crowd here tonight. Final game of the series is tomorrow. Jake Arrieta, Zach Godley. That's a fair ball. It'll roll into the right field corner. Peralta digging hard for second, and he'll have a double.
Rosales got it started in the sixth with an infield single. Here it's a lead double for Peralta right down the first base line. Keeps his hands, keeps the barrel in the zone a long time, and even though he's out in front a little bit, that approach pays off. He's thinking 3. This gets on him in a hurry, and he has to settle for 2.
Daniel Descalso for Rosales. Rondon steps off. Good look at it from right field. Wild pitch on Rondon. Peralta with an aggressive turn around third.
Scalzo, his job just got easier. He was up there thinking, well, I just need to move this guy to third base. Now he's got a chance to drive him in. Infield comes in.
Already down 4. Don't want to give up any more. Aaron and Heather Schramm are here tonight rooting on the Cubs. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Apparently Bryce Harper has suffered some sort of leg injury in that game in D.C. tonight.
Has Steven Strasburg pitched yet?
Ever?
No, since he went on the DL.
Let me see. I knew what you meant. He is still out.
That seems longer than they anticipated.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
I guess they don't need to be in a hurry to get him back with the lead they have.
Let's step aside, see what's coming up on WGN. The WGN News immediately follows the game. Keep it right here. Good old Channel 9 inside on Pollock.
I'll go for 7 so far in this series. Struck out a couple of times last night.
So we know how great a player Paul Goldschmidt is, and he has long bludgeoned Cubs pitching. You know, these small sample sizes, you get a look at a guy like A.J. Pollock. You said 0 for 7 in the series. You don't know how it's going to play out the rest of the weekend, but you know, really good players can have a 1 for 12 series and not look particularly good. A very skewed idea of how good these guys are as Pollock gets his first hit of the series and knocks in a run. It's 5-0 as Happ, but drawn in infield, unable to flag it down.
Good short stroke, gets the foot down early. Just thinking about staying through the middle, playing a little pepper with the center fielder.
Well, anyway, my point was A.J. Pollock's a really good player. He just hasn't done a whole lot this series.
Yeah.
It happens a lot, and that's why scouts don't just watch 1 or 2 games. Goldschmidt out into right center. First and third.
Well, Goldschmidt hits all kinds of pitches, but that's kind of his happy zone there. Elevated out away from him a little bit. He just kind of leans back on that back leg.
I like your analogy earlier. It is almost like he's got the guy lined up and then pow.
Yeah, it's like
a little hesitation.
I haven't watched boxing in years, but I remember watching boxing back in the day. And 2 guys would be in real close quarters, and all of a sudden the guy would go down. And then you see the replay. And it was that short, explosive, jab right on the chin. And that's kind of what Goldschmidt's got going on. Just waits. Not a big load. There's not a whole lot going on.
Going away on Martinez. Zen moment before he gets ready to hit.
Understandable that Hector would be a little erratic in terms of his command. He hadn't been out there in a while with the back issue. This is his first appearance as facing the Diamondbacks in Chicago back on August 1st.
Well, the other games of note regarding the Cubs are over. Mentioned the Pirates lost. Check that. 2 of the 3 are over. Pirates lost. Cardinals won. Brewers are in extras against Cincinnati. 5-5 in the 10th. All 4 on the bases are loaded.
Good pitch.
We've got 4 teams within 3.5 currently, and it would be within 3 if the Cubs don't come back.
And they've only got 6 outs to play with, and so Joe Maddon's in that position now where how hard you go trying to win this one in terms of the way you use your bullpen. You're better off to keep as many arms fresh to fight another day.
Bryant in foul territory makes a catch. 2 outs. Brings up Drury, who knocked in 2 with a double as part of the 4-run 6th inning.
Diamondbacks now with 10 hits in the game, 6 in these last 2 innings.
Justin Grimm heating up. Recently back from the minor leagues to replace Koji Uehara, who went on the DL. Fly ball out in the deep center. Jay is back right at the edge of the track. He's got it. They add 1 to their lead. It's 5-0 as we go to the 8th. Bring a little Wilco with us. Hotel Arizona. 5-0 Diamondbacks. 8th inning. Descalzo now playing third after pinch hitting for Rosales. Archie Bradley still working on the mound. Can't really miss him.
Pitches with a lot of emotion. The Dodgers just left town, and like the Cubs, the Dodgers had a lot of fans in the ballpark, and they were making a lot of noise, and he got out of a big jam and coming off the field screaming, "Not in our house!" Fans wear the fake beards. Like that.
She's a Jason Mott fan. Not buying it. Well, Jason had to shave his beard, right? He was in the minor leagues with the Braves. They had a
Was that right?
grooming policy.
Yeah, you can't get anybody out in the minor leagues with a beard. What was that one? Pull out the driver, Riz. See if you can go swimming here.
Hit hard, but it'll be played on the ground by Drury in the shift.
Right fielder, Ben Zobrist.
Zone nothing for 3. Playing right for Hayward tonight. Wind the pitch, hit on the ground to Drury again. That'll leave it up to the birthday boy Ian Happ.
Second baseman, Ian Happ.
moved his feet. 2-0.
Fernando Rodney is the Diamondback closer. They haven't been doing a whole lot of winning lately, so I'm guessing he probably hasn't been overworked. We may see him in the ninth.
So down the road, a question for Bradley, or for the Diamondbacks regarding Bradley. Will this confidence as a short reliever push him toward the ninth inning, or would he get a chance to start again?
Yeah, he a couple of years ago he made a handful of starts, had an ERA in the fives. Last year he made 26 starts, I believe, had an ERA in the fives. Sub-2 this year out of the bullpen. Most clubs, when they've gone through something like that with a pitcher, and once he finds success, the tendency is let's just leave him right where he is.
Ball 4.
And what I mean, bullpen. Not maybe he would be a guy that they would have pitched in the ninth inning. He doesn't have a lot of experience, so he's probably not making gobs of money. So I think that's always a prudent move to take a guy who's either in arbitration or pre-arbitration, not making a lot of money, who has a big arm like this, and settle him into these late inning high leverage situations so you get valuable outs without spending a whole lot of money.
Strike to Schwarber. Really struggled against the lefty Corbin tonight. Struck out all 3 times.
And the last time it just got a little anxious, and I think he let the first 2 at bats get in his head a little bit. There's a tendency for a hitter and a guy with power like Schwarber, after a couple of punch outs, to kind of go up there with that mindset. All right, I'm going to show you, and you start gripping the bat a little bit tighter and swinging a little bit harder.
Strike 3. Kyle knew it, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. All Diamondbacks. Of the game, Patrick Corbin. struggled at Wrigley Field last time he faced the Cubs, but terrific tonight. 6 2/3, 5 hits, no runs. Struck out 8, walked 1. Wrap your hands around the original Italian beef of the Chicago Cubs at one of the 19 Bono locations. Here's Justin Grimm.
Rondon, 1 inning, 3 hits and a run, and now Grimm pitches for the 37th time, brings a 5.18 ERA into this ball game.
One and 0 on the catcher Jeff Mathis. Ground ball. Backhanded Baez. Perfect throw to get him.
Pretty play. Deep in the hole. Steps onto the outfield grass and just steams that throw over there. Why didn't I do that when I was thrown at home earlier?
Chris Herman started last night and went 2 for 2. And he takes outside for a ball. Seventh appearance over 4 stints with the Cubs this season for Grimm.
Recent outings, he's been a little bit of slide ball or a cutter. Always been fastball, curveball. Certainly has been since he moved to the bullpen.
Here's the ex-Cub, Fernando Rodney. Ouch. He struck him out. 2 away here in the 8th. Now Peralta. I could tell you the Grimm World Series story.
I don't know.
So I was doing some radio with Pat and Ron, obviously for the postseason. I was on the field after Cub wins, and after Game 7, I was on the field for the score, and there's all this emotion, and I might have to tell this story in the 9th. Well, let's see. Jay will have to play it off the wall. This could be a lot of trouble. Peralta will be sent, and he will score. That's the 2nd inside the park homer we've seen this week. Baez did it in San Francisco. Peralta here in Arizona.
And this ballpark, like the one in San Francisco, very spacious with some funky angles. It will lend itself to doubles, triples, and on occasion the inside the park home run as John Jay in hot pursuit. Can't quite catch up to it. The ball bounces all the way back straightaway center field, and the speedy Peralta all the way around to score. His second home run in the series. Last night he got the jog around the bases. This time it's a full-out sprint.
Well, a little second win at the end. It looked like he might fall down around third base. 6-0. One strike on Descalso.
Because he kept peeking over his shoulder instead of just picking up his third base coach.
So Justin was the first guy interviewed after the Cubs won the World Series. And I had been told by my dad, who watched the '68 Tigers win, he was watching some of the post game, and one of the players said a bad word on television. He just caught up in all the emotion. That's a fair ball. The first thing Justin Grimm said to me, Len, can you believe this? Blank. It was the first thing that was said by a Cubs player. Now, it got bleeped. It did not air. And then I talked to Dexter Fowler, and he did the same thing. And it was kind of charming because there's so much emotion after that moment. You don't even think about the fact you're on live radio.
I remember Brad Lidge when the Astros won the pennant. He got a little saucy on the air, and his mom was not happy with Mr. Lidge.
You can understand why that would happen. It made me chuckle. But yeah, if you were listening to our radio post-game coverage on the Score, and you might have heard a few seconds of dead air, it's because a couple of Cubs players got a little bit carried away. And after Dexter did it, all right, back to you, Pat.
Yeah, you guys
I need a minute.
Suffice to say, the boys are excited. Back to you.
I think there are a few Cub fans out there who may have uttered some words like that. Can you blankety blank believe it? He finally did it. Pollock the other way. Zobrist the grab. Will go to the ninth. Peralta with an inside to Parker, and it's 6-0. Produced by Mark Brady. Our director is Dave Turner. Tamara Anderson, our associate producer. Great to have Frank Leone on the audio dials in our production truck, making the trip from Chicago. Christina Ballas back in our WGN studios. Our coordinator, Bob Borwald, is our executive producer, and Michelle Godwin up here in the booth with us. Great to see Michelle. And we work with her throughout spring training. Fernando Rodney is on in a non-save spot, with his team leading 6-0.
Yeah, had some struggles early on, but he's been really good for an extended period of time now. The numbers overall not all that impressive, with a 4.54 ERA and 5 blown saves and 31 tries. He's pitched scoreless ball in 28 of his last 30 appearances, a .63 ERA in that stretch.
High, ball 1 to Javier Baez. Broken bat, fly ball, foul ground, and it's a souvenir.
Bradley pitched an inning and a third. No hits, no runs, a walk, a strikeout through 19 pitches. So he's likely in play for tomorrow afternoon.
Looks like the Brewers have won on a wild pitch in the 10th to beat the Reds. Rodney's got it. 1 out here in the 9th.
In Chicago, when we saw Rodney, he was 93, 95, 91, 92 here. Maybe just not emptying the tank with a 6-0 lead. Two-seamer at 92. He's always had one of the better changeups in the game. I read a note on him the other day. He hadn't given up a hit on his changeup since sometime in May, or something crazy like that. I think we determined back in Chicago that these guys had been mates in Detroit at the end of Rodney's time there and the beginning of Alex's.
Ground ball to Drury. 2 outs. And it will be Vic Caratini off the bench. Last chance for the Cubs. Might he be in the starting lineup tomorrow? We will see. Jake Arrieta will do the pitching. Moving back to AAA and just continued to hit. In his last major league game, he hit the game-winning home run in Milwaukee. Remember that, July 30th,
right,
and then the next day the Cubs went out and acquired Avila, and Caratini ended up back at Iowa.
I think going with a couple of change-ups to start this at bat, and the youngster coming off the bench in the 9th. Come on, man, throw me a fastball. The 2 change-ups. A little bit behind 94.
Left field and a base hit. An 0-2 swing, and Caratini keeps the Cubs alive. We'll bring up John Jay.
That's how you hit for such a high average. You can reach a lot of pitches. This pitch drifting off the outside corner. Not a bad pitch at all, but Caratini makes contact. Gets himself a knock.
Strike one. Diamondbacks trying to engineer their 6th shutout. The Cubs trying to avoid being shut out for the 9th time.
Two pitchers going tomorrow have both been throwing the ball very well of late, Marietta and Godley.
Ground ball toward the middle, base hit. I guess the key here is to get down 0-2. Chris Bryant will bat with 2 men on.
Mathis wanted that ball up. It was about mid-thigh, but not up.
There's a 1-0. Chris bounced that off himself. Top of the foot. 1-1. Again, the WGN News follows our ball game. 2 outs, 9th inning. Cubs trail 6-0. Jay will take second without a throw, and it's now 1-2 on Bryant. Again, 2 strikes. Hasn't been a problem for the previous 2 hitters, both picking up base hits.
And maybe that's why Mathis out to the mound to have a word with Rodney. Probably more likely with a man at second base now. Wants to change the indicator.
2-2. Drive base hit. 2 runs are going to score. Cubs are on the board, and they're within 4 runs. All this happening with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Another 3-hit game for Chris Bryant.
How many times do we see a closer comes into a game, it's a non-save situation, and just struggles? And 2 schools of thought. You hear a lot of people say, well, they just don't have that adrenaline. They're not as locked in, and I think the other part of it is, the part that probably gets undersold, is that it's just a different mindset for the hitters too.
So Mike Butcher out to talk things over, and there's action up in their bullpen. David Hernandez. Tying run still in the dugout, but if Rizzo and Zobrist can reach, that tying run will be at the plate. Bryant takes second, no steal.
If he keeps rolling like this, he's going to be at 300 pretty soon in terms of the batting average. There's value too, right? Just getting these at bats against Rodney. I saw him, recently in Chicago. Now, a number of guys getting a look at him here tonight. I don't know how much value there is in it, but it has to help a little bit if you face him in a big situation tomorrow. .92 to start the inning has turned into a pretty consistent 94 now.
Got a couple of ground ball outs to start it. 3 consecutive 2-out hits. And the Cubs have scored twice. Still trail by 4. 1-2 to Rizzo. The 1-2. Base hit to left. Bryant will be held. No reason to take any chances. How about not only 4 consecutive 2-out hits, but 4 consecutive 2-strike hits? And that'll be it for Rodney.
I think Torey Lovullo, he just, for any number of reasons, he wants to save Rodney some pitches. He just wants to change the feel of this inning.
David Hernandez when we come back. Follows the game. They don't mind waiting a little longer, though. As the Cubs trying to rally here, down 6-0, 2 outs, nobody on. 4 consecutive hits. Caratini, Jay, Bryant, Rizzo, and David Hernandez now. He's in a save situation, facing Ben Zobrist.
David Hernandez, a hard-throwing right-hander who's back with the Diamondbacks. He pitched for them 2011 through 15. Moved on to the Phillies. He was acquired here at the deadline from the Angels.
Ball 1. Find a way on base. Get Ian Happ to the plate as the tying run. Won the count. And they chased Rodney out of there. And Hernandez trying to get this elusive 27th out.
Ben, like Rizzo before him, 0 for 4 to this point in the ball game. Ben has not hit the ball out of the infield yet. Please do.
Yank foul.
Got him right where he wants him. 2 strikes.
Rizzo was dancing off first, and someone yelled at Hernandez, and he nearly balked. Which wouldn't really have mattered much. 2-2 to Zobrist. The pitch.
Oh my! That ball's down.
Like a late call by Mark Wegner. The Cubs can't believe it, but the ball game is over, and Joe Madden coming out.
Ah, ball's down.
Joe's asking if Mark Wegner called on the swing. I think he just called it a strike.
I think he did too.